वापस बोल सकते हैं. Start.
Good morning, everyone. I, Farha, from the team of IT professionals, NEIEA, begin this program in the name of Almighty, the most gracious and the most merciful, owner of the day of judgment. Thee alone we worship, and Thee alone we ask for help. I welcome you all on behalf of New Equitable and Innovative Educational Association in collaboration with Telangana Minority Residential Educational Institutions Society, Timris. We are gathered here for the valedictory functions of teachers who attended the 10-day workshop on English Proficiency Discourse-Oriented Pedagogy, organized by NEIEA in collaboration with Timris and facilitated by Dr. Anandan, a Chomskyan linguist who had studied at the Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages. I welcome all honorable guests to take this. Will you welcome me? I call upon Nasreen Madam for her welcome note. Please.
No, you have to call them on the dais.
On the dais?
Yes. Call in order of this.
Here we have written up.
And then you call the Anandan sir
First Anandan sir. I request Anandan sir to please be on dais. Dr. K.N. Big hand of applause. Dr. K.N. Anandan, linguist, Kerala. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, call Latif.
Respected Janab Latif Atiyar sir, Academic Head Timris. Big round of applause for Latif sir. Our guest of honor, Chairatan ma'am. Where is Chairatan? Mrs. Chairatan ma'am, IAS retired Special Chief Secretary, AP. Big rounds of applause for Chairatan ma'am. Maria Tabassum. I request Ms. Maria Tabassum ma'am, Director, Medina Public School. Big hands of applause for Maria ma'am. I request Sir M. Ratan IPS Sir, Retired Chief Commissioner RTI Telangana, to please be on stage. Big rounds of applause, sir. I request Dr. Zain Mohammed Suleiman, Academic Assistant, IIM Kashipur, to be on stage, please. Big rounds of applause to Dr. Zain. Mirza, sir.
Board member.
I request Mirza Muhammad Hussain, sir, Board Member, NEIEA, to be on stage, please. Big rounds of applause to Mirza, sir. Ambika. I request Ambika ma'am, co-founder Aman Vedika, to be on stage, please. Big rounds of applause to Ambika ma'am. Iftikhar sir, right? Iftikhar sir, Iftikhar sir is there.
I'm not seen Hesita. Sir, madam, is the
Arzina ma'am, I'll call. Arzina ma'am. I request Ms. Arzina ma'am, Training and Development, Timris, a big round of applause to Ms. Arzina ma'am. That's it. Ladies are sitting here, they are
No, nothing. That's it now. You may be called Sakina ma'am. Yes.
I request Director NEIEA, Ms. Tehseen Sakina ma'am, to be on stage, please. Big rounds of applause to Ms. Tehseen Sakina ma'am. I request Mr. Tajuddin sir, Principal Timris, to be on stage. Big rounds of applause to Principal Mr. Tajuddin sir. And Jani Meha, they didn't come?
No, they didn't come. That's
Srinivas Rao sir,
No.
all the dignitaries are on stage now.
Yes. Now you ask them to felicitate the dignitaries.
वो आप कर लें, आप वेलकम नोट में I request you to for the Nagara.
Yes. I would request Mr. Nasir to please come on the dais and felicitate Dr. Anandan sir. Nasir, you have to go towards that side. Please come. And the Rainbow Girls, from the Rainbow Association, the children had sent the greeting cards for all our guests. So please give those greeting cards to our guests, please. May I now request Anandan sir to felicitate Janab Latif sir. May I now request Latif sir to felicitate Ratan sir, please. Dear teachers, all your resource persons on the dais and who has made this day happen, so please be energetic, clap for them all. May I request Mirza sir to felicitate Dr. Zain.
चारतन मैम को आप फेलिसिटेट करेंगे.
Yes.
उनके बाद मैं आपका नाम ले लूँ.
May I now request Zain sir to felicitate Taj sir, Principal Timris, School Asif Nagar branch. No, Chayaradan Mama.
No, I should say after. Clap hands. Now I request Nasreen ma'am to felicitate Ms. Chayaratan ma'am. Big rounds of applause for Chayaratan ma'am.
May I now request Tehseen Sakina Madam to felicitate Maria Ma'am. I request Maria Madam to felicitate Arzina Ma'am, please.
अंबिका मैम का कर देती हैं।
You do it, Farah. I request Farah to felicitate Ambika Ma'am. I would like to request Dr. Zain to felicitate Mirza sir, our board member. I request Ambika ma'am to felicitate our director, Tehseen Sakina ma'am.
I request Chairatan ma'am to felicitate our director, Nasreen ma'am. Now I request Nasreen ma'am to give welcome note for the gathering.
A very warm morning to one and all. We welcome everyone for this occasion, on this auspicious occasion of the valedictory function. Our guest, Shafiullah sir, couldn't reach us, and our chief guest, A.K. Khan Saab, will be arriving by 12:30 a.m., who will be giving the certificates to the teachers. And our resource person, Dr. K.N. Anandan sir, has already reached. And all our guest of honors, Mr. M. Ratan sir, IPS, retired Chief Commissioner, RTI Telangana, Mr. M. A. Latif Atyar, Academic Head, Timres, Ms. Sadia Aladdin is missing with us today, and Ms. Azrina, Training and Development, Timres, Mr. Tajuddin, Principal, Timres, Dr. Zain Mohammad Suleiman, Academic Assistant, IIM, Kashipur, Ms. Maria Tabassum, Director, Madina Public School, Ms. Ambika, Co-Founder, Aman Vedika, and Mr. Muhammad Mirza Hussain, Sir, Board NEIE. Teachers and all eminent educationists, Senior Sister Nafisa Ma'am, the author of A to Z Akhlaq, Bringing Value in Education. I welcome you all for this auspicious occasion, Miss Nikhat, Miss Durdana, and the whole team who has made DOP a community program from NMDC to Timris Nagar. How I wish this ripples throughout the country and all the endeavors of Dr. Anandan to make discourse that can produce language rather than reproducing and torturing students who are rote learning languages and are oscillating between British and American accent. I'm sure this will be well received by all the stakeholders, and this has to reach all the students and parents by training teachers in this pedagogy. We are proud that Telangana government has adopted it, and Dr. Anandan is the author of our English textbooks. I'm glad today Chayaratan Madam is with us, common friend of ours, Miss Aisha, poetess from US, introduced me to Chayaratan Madam in 2007. We often discussed how to make sure the quality education reach underprivileged and downtrodden. So we could successfully reach to some stage. So Aisha has sent a couple of poetry for Chayaratan Ma'am, and I would like to read it for her. जो शोहरत के लिए गिरना पड़े खुद अपनी नज़रों से तू मेरे खुदा हरगिज़ मुझे मशहूर मत करना. This is for Chayaratan Madam. निगाहे शौक को हर रंग है मालूम तुम्हारा, महफिल हो तुम कोई भी रौनक महफिल हो तुम.
Now I request Chayaratan Ma'am, retired IAS officer, to address the gathering with inaugural message. Miss Chayaratan Ma'am.
Dr. Anandan ji, Ratan ji, Latif ji, Sadia ji, Arzina ji, Srinivas Rao garu, Jani Mia, Mr. Tajuddin, Dr. Suleiman, Mrs. Tabsum, Ambika ji, Muhammad Hussain ji, Tehseen ji, and of course Nasreen Fatima, who gave the welcome address. A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm very happy to be associated with this program, and I would just like to mention two things. One is, when I was in the service, I held the portfolio of Tribal Welfare Department on 2 occasions as Commissioner and Secretary. I was also Secretary Minority Welfare. I was Secretary Women and Child Welfare. So these posts were considered as unimportant or sometimes punishment postings. But I really enjoyed my stint in all these posts, 4 posts, because I felt I could really reach out to the most deserving and those sections which really need our attention to the maximum. So I feel I was blessed. Then also I felt I was blessed to be working in those posts, and I feel I was blessed that I could help, even if marginally, many of the very deserving segments from these sections, like disabled, orphans, destitute, deserted wives, senior citizens who are also deserted. So it was a real blessing. But I feel more blessed than me are all of you sitting here, because you're all teachers who can reach out to hundreds of students in the career of your, in the course of your career, and you can shape their thinking, their attitudes, and also be inspirational for them. So you are, as teachers, you're all more blessed than what we bureaucrats sitting on the top are. So really great, and your commitment, your sincerity is evidenced by the fact that you are attending a workshop of this nature where people like Dr. Anandam, Javed Mirza, who is the moving spirit behind the association, Javed is sitting in States, but I'm sure he's wide awake thinking of the workshop right now. That committed he is, that sincere he is. His heart is for the minority children, especially the deserving among the minority community. So you're all here in a workshop, in an excellent workshop of this kind, which really promotes quality education. So may you all stay blessed, may all your families stay blessed, and I wish you all the very best in your future. Thank you so much.
I thank you, ma'am, for that astonishing and overwhelming speech. Thank you so much. Now I request, allow me to invite Dr. K.N. Anandan, Chomskyan linguist, sir, from Kerala, the author of English textbooks for the state of Telangana and Kerala, and the father of DOP, to give us details about the training session of workshop level 1. Please welcome Dr. Anandan, sir.
So, dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries sitting there also. Very happy good morning to everyone. And then I may spend just a few minutes to talk about why DOP, because this name has been there in Kerala, in many other states by now. You might be asking the question, why we talk about discourse-oriented pedagogy. So I will spend a couple of minutes to talk about that. Now, the basic reason is that language cannot exist, survive as disconnected sounds, words, and sentences. They have a context. So language means connected speech, and technically I call it discourses. People talk to people, mothers talk to children. They don't talk to children using discrete sounds. Ka, ta, ta, pa, today's lesson is over. It's not like that. The child is there, the child always talks of the child. Child is the center. Now, everything the mother talks works on the inbuilt language system. So the starting point of DOP is the theoretical assumption which came in 1950s by Chomsky, who said that man is born with language. There is an inbuilt language, what today we call universal grammar. And because of that, we are able to acquire language. So it's a very biological process which cannot be replicated by teaching about language. So unfortunately, I should say unfortunately, the entire exercise of teaching English, starting from lower classes to higher classes, results in learning about language which is different from learning language. You teach grammar, you teach vocabulary, you teach many things. It's all related to learning about language. I'll have a very small anecdote to talk about. My co-editor, Professor Amadulal Khanna, was working abroad. So he conducted a grammar test. The participants were all educated, teachers, and their mother tongue was English, is English. So he pulled questions from the PSC board examinations in India and the state board question papers, and he administered a grammar test. And Professor Khanna told me, everyone failed. So what inference will you make from that? So the problem is with the grammar you are using. The grammar that is printed and published and circulated among teachers and students is just an artifact. It's a social artifact. It has nothing to do with the real grammar inside you. We are all strong in grammar, but we are not aware of that. Just like we are not aware that we are breathing. We are not aware it happens. So the moment you stop the input in terms of grammar, teaching bits and fragments of language, the inbuilt mechanism stops working. And what do you teach? I'm a linguist. We have been exploring all the possible species of grammars. And I can say that there is not even a single grammar book which is authentic, which gives you the proper representation of language. All the definitions, all the explanations somehow do not match with what language is. It's a very pathetic situation. We talk about 3 tenses, but there are only 2 tenses in English. Similarly, there are many, many other things. I don't want to elaborate on this point. So the basic problem is that how you approach language. Grammarians approach language as a baggage of discrete grammatical facts. We linguists approach language as phenomena, a phenomena of phenomena, different systems. I'll give a very good example. You have heard that some words are transitive. We call it transitive verbs. They need an object. But transitivity is a phenomenon. Some verbs are transitive, prepositions are transitive, coordinators are transitive, many words are transitive. So transitivity is a phenomenon that cuts across a class of words which may be verbs, prepositions, coordinators, everything. So you have to approach grammar as a system, as a phenomenon. And this part is missing now. So when we work on this understanding that, okay, there is something called language grammar, the pedagogical curiosity is how do you address that innate system? And this journey started several years ago. Almost 35 years ago, when I was doing my courses at CAFL, today it is called EFLU, I was doing my MLE, PhD, everything there. I'm a Chomsky linguist, so the theory that we propagate is that there is inbuilt language. But there is no ELT department who does not take care of this theory. So that goes to teach language, assuming that the mind is a tabula rasa, an empty slate. So they teach everything. The pouring in of information happens. And unfortunately, the curriculum designers, textbook designers, do not understand that there is a world of difference between information and knowledge. Information by itself is not knowledge. So I started working on different projects, trying to say how this works. And that was way back in 1990s. And then government of Kerala came to know about that, and they gave me the charge of revising the curriculum. And that is how I started working with the government of Kerala, revising the curriculum in 2007. And from there, I was hooked to Telangana by Professor Ubendra Reddy, the CRT at that time. And then, in fact, I worked nearly for 10 years with Telangana to show there is a need that we should change the paradigm of language. Okay, and that is how DOP emerged, and that was incorporated into the design of the textbook, examinations, everything. So when I was conducting training here in Timrice, I found that teachers were not aware of discourses. They heard about that, but they have never seen the handbook. I have designed handbook for every class, starting from class 1 to 10. It is available on the net. I requested Seshumari Madam to upload, she is the director of CRT, to upload everything that this is accessible to teachers, but teachers do not use that. So I request the Maris to look into that, see that every teacher uses the handbook. Otherwise, you will just keep on teaching, right? So the focus is on producing discourses. And I also am very unhappy about the nexus that is operating between textbook and examinations. Everybody is worried about teaching the textbook. I must bring this to your attention. There is nexus of textbook examination. Nobody reads the textbook. I've talked to teachers working in CBSE schools, state schools. They confess they have never read the textbook. But have you observed that? And learners also do not read the textbook. They look for solutions. And that is available on the net. CBSE, 9th class solution, CBSE, ready-made. So doing all the exercises, how will you improve? So unless you break this, there is no true liberation for our country, and no transformation is possible. And I believe that it is ridiculous. One textbook, one question, and only one answer for that. And millions of students answer the same thing. You are blocking the production of language. You focus on reproduction of information. So my target is, in the coming 10 years, I will see that all textbooks disappear, and any number of reading materials will evolve. I imagine an LKG student who can choose from the reading material, read something of his choice, and tell others what he reads. Let us dream about an LKG child who can read. Have you ever visualized that? Have you ever thought that even LKG, UKG students can read by themselves? but do not have material for that. So our focus will be to produce any number of reading material, challenging, compelling reading material, so that the child is curious to know about that, his perception works. We work on human perceptions. Okay, so there should be in every classroom hundreds of reading material. So LKG, UKG, class 1 students will read. This pedagogy demands that. And in class 1, they will start stories. Children can produce children's literature. While working with the TRAS, I think you may have heard of TRAS. That is the Mother Society for TMRAs. TMRAs got bifurcated in 2016. Before that, it was a part of TRAS only. So I had worked with TRAS. I was, working with the Servile. There's TRAS Servile, Nalgonda, and showed how this can work in classrooms. At that time, Telangana revision has not reached 10th class. Up to 9th, we had produced material. So I showed how it works, and within 3 months, every child in Servile was able to produce their own English magazines, starting from 5th class to 9th class. Later, it was extended to other schools, vertically, horizontally, and then we had every year English festival, 5 days English festival. I brought all the boys and girls together in one platform to demonstrate their skills. And they exhibited thousands of English magazines written by children, their stories, their poems, their posters, and that kind of thing. And Seshumari madam took interest to get them printed. And this exercise continued till COVID. Till 19, it was there. And you can see in the TRI's office, the anthologies produced by children with their photograph. 5-day workshop, there were different activities. One corner was for producing drama, another one choreography, another one short film making, verse making, story writing, poem writing, like that. And you can see how children can produce literature. I wish that kind of a thing to happen in every school. And every school should be, able to do that. And my advantage in Telangana is that the curriculum, syllabus, everything is revised according to DOP. So TMRs cannot escape from DOP. It is there in the curriculum, it is there in the syllabus. Another is everywhere in Telangana. So you cannot escape from TMRs. You have to see that it is done properly. And I thank everyone who linked me to TMRs. Of course, I have visited many minority schools while working with the TRAS. Okay, and I'm very happy to be linked to the society once again in different way. And let us see what we can do. Okay, now I've been trying, as I told you, my next dream is to break the textbook. See that these are removed. And every class there will be any number of reading material to choose from. Learners' autonomy. The autonomy of the learner, give them reading material, compelling reading material. And if you go to the market, you don't find them. And unfortunately, today, market economy decides everything. Market economy decides the production material, they decide the nature of the syllabus, they decide how the examination should be. And we are dominated by what we call imperialism, linguistic imperialism. Okay? We are free. We are free Indians. English is our own language also. And there is no international authority to say that this is the standard English. Australians have their standard English, Americans have their own standard English, everyone. So let us feel that we are also using English like mother tongue, and that is the implication of the word second language. Otherwise, we'll call it foreign language. English is no more a foreign language, it is a second language. So it should be, every child should be able to use it exactly like how he is using mother tongue. So you can sleep in English, dream in English, everything in English. But there are certain misconceptions. For example, people believe language is grammar. Language is not grammar. People believe language is script. It is not script. You can use any script to write any language. How you send SMS messages? You are sending messages in Telugu or Urdu, but you are using English script. So by simply looking at the text, you cannot say, okay, this is English textbook. No. You use Romans and all that alphabets for writing Danish, Spanish. All these languages use the same kind of method. And fourth, a very strong misconception, we think in mother tongue. You cannot think in any language. People think, we think in mother tongue. Do you think in mother tongue? Think about people who are by birth deaf and dumb. Which language they use for thinking? They have thought, they have emotions. We think in images. So the tool that teacher uses is to how you reach the ability of the mind to think, to perceive things around and talk about that. And if you talk to any primary teacher in government schools who have experienced my training sessions, will tell you, what did you learn from Dr. Anand? They will say, stop teaching. And ask questions. Ask questions. These teachers are here. Did I teach you any time? What did I do throughout Sundays? Asking questions. I ask questions, make them think. The brain is capable of doing that. But you should know what kind of questions to be asked, at what point it is to be asked, and how do you take on from the response that they give. This is a wonderful tool. And you too stop teaching and ask questions. And encourage students also to ask questions. The moment you start asking questions, they will also ask questions. Okay, I don't want to elaborate. Sorry if I am prolonged. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you, sirs, to everyone. We'll meet again. Okay, and last point, I've told them this is level 1 training. There will be a continuation of this online. We'll assign them some work and see how they are progressing. We'll track continuously. And second level will be online. Okay? So that's all for the time being. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What an impressive and informative speech. Now I invite Dr. Zain to brief us about the assessment tools of the program. A big round of applause to Dr. Zain.
Okay. Hello. Respected people on the dais and off the dais, a very good afternoon to all of you. I am here to give you a brief overview of the assessment scheme which has been used in the teacher training in English language proficiency based on discourse-oriented pedagogy. So the first thing is the aim of teacher training. The teacher training aims to measure English language proficiency among the teachers of Telangana State Education Board belonging to diverse linguistic backgrounds. It intends to explore the awareness of discourse-oriented pedagogy adopted by the state and incorporated in the curriculum. It also looks for the motivation among teachers to implement the approach in classroom teaching. The main objectives are to enhance English language proficiency through learning by doing, which is activity-based, to have broader exposure towards use of DOP to implement in teaching, to acquire skills in building discourses towards learning English language, to practice assessment for learning to ensure enhancing learning outcomes. Now, assessment for training. That means that assessment which has been used in training. Assessment is an integral part of any educational program which indicates the learner's performance. The selected assessment strategy for discourse-oriented pedagogy is formative assessment, which is also known as alternative assessment, which is incorporated in Telangana State Education Board. Formative assessment is the only assessment type which clearly aligns with DOP because both are based on the constructivist approach. DOP concerns with knowledge construction, whereas formative assessment brings learning for assessment, which indicates learners are the constructors of knowledge. Formative assessment is basically of two types. First is assessment for learning, and second is assessment as learning. Assessment for learning and assessment as learning. Assessment for learning is based on feedback. Assessment as learning is based on the observations by the teachers or by the students. To begin with, the training is based on the modular approach. The modules are further divided into sub-modules which are totally activity-based. At the end of each module, construction of discourses, which is oral or written, takes place. The learners are asked to do some activities based on self-assessment, which further gets assessed by the teachers. The discourses which are used in training are autobiography, where you need to brief self-profile. Then it followed by family description, which is based on the self-profile which has been discussed earlier. Framing interview questions, based on the interviews conducted among peers, then feedback taken. Then interview between two unknown persons took place. Through these discussions, the structure of the interview gets organized. The fourth one is lyrics. Created lyrics or songs on different things like birds, nature, etc. Followed by choreography, which involved writing script, which indicates how to dramatize or visualize. It is also part of the Telangana State Education Board. Then picture description, which describes about the situation or the surrounding things. Narratives describing in any specific context. Then the last one is editing, which generally involves error corrections. So the assessment parameter for the above discussed discourses are self-assessment, teacher's assessment, peer assessment, portfolio, and the last one is feedback. Whereas self-assessment, learners assess their own work. Teachers assessment, teachers assess students' work. In peer assessment, learners engage themselves in assessing their peers' work. Portfolio is followed by assessing the overall collection of student work, and the last feedback, be it oral or written, it fosters future learning. In DOP, feedback always goes in the form of questioning, both oral and written. Feedback is the central concept of formative assessment, which is also called alternative assessment, which strives towards assessment for learning. It revolves around all alternative assessment methods to ensure enhancing the learning outcomes. And the last is teacher observation. Teacher observation, in teacher observation sheet, it is divided into two parts. The first is the process and the second one is the assessment. The process includes the process of discourse oriented pedagogy, and the assessment part includes the strategies and methods which are taken up in the classroom. So this was the overall brief overview of this assessment scheme which has been used during the training session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zain, for sharing exemplary and innovative assessment tools with us. I humbly request Janab Latif Atiyar Sahab, Academic Head, Timris, to give his valuable opinion about the program and honor our trainee teachers with certificates.
Good afternoon to all. Respected Chaya Ratan Madam, I am the big fan of humbleness and simplicity. As Madam, we look at you as a humble and simplicity person. So we are inspired by you. Working on Anandan sir, Ratan sir, Maria Madam, Nasreen Madam, my principals and all, Javid Bhai, all the teachers here. Telangana was formed in 2014 and in 2016 our Honorable Chief Minister sir has an idea to have an exclusive development for the minorities. So he had the model of social welfare, tribal welfare. So he come up with the project called Telangana Minority Residential Education Institution Society. We are the biggest society in other society what we run by. Madam has the idea about it in the social welfare, tribal welfare, and she has also worked as a secretary for minority welfare. So 2016, we established the Minorities Residential School. It was a great success. Right now we are running 204 schools. We are thankful to our Honorable Chief Minister. Our President is A.K. Khan sir, the retired IPS officer. Our Secretary is young, dynamic B. Shafiullah sir, IFS. Today he was not able to make because he is already in charge for around 8 to 10 departments in minority welfare. So he is busy with other departments. Hajj committee he is heading Waqf board. So he is not able to. 2016 when we started our society. So in 2016 we started with 71 residential schools. With the success of 71, our Honorable Chief Minister has allocated 121 schools. This is the way we are running 204 schools. But the recruitment process started in 2018. We have given the notification for our teachers. So we started recruiting the teachers from Telangana Public Service Commission. Right now, social welfare, tribal welfare, minority, BC welfare had constituted a board from residential board from where we are recruiting our teachers. After starting our society, we have recruited more than 3,000 teachers. Right now, we have a staff of more than 7,000 teachers are working with us, teachers and principals, and more than 1,20,000 students are studying in our schools. So it's a great achievement. But what we have seen is that teachers came to the service, they are committed, but they are lagging behind their skills. Because of not having the good skills, they are shy enough, they are frustrated because they are not able to perform, they are demotivated by themselves because they are not able to perform in front of the student. Because minority residential schools are English medium schools, and most of our teachers, those who have recruited from the public service and other sources also, most of the teachers have studied their education in Telugu medium, and they have the Telugu medium backgrounds for them. For teaching other subjects also like social, sciences and other things, we were lacking behind. They have been recruited, they are committed, but they did not got the training. We were planning to conduct the training. Because of Corona, 18 months was a big gap for us. So it was a long gap, 18 months we did not do anything. So 2016 we started, 2018 we able to move forward, and 2019, after 2019 we were into back end. So we are here right now, started from October 2020, our schools are into working in the same pace and manner where we are running 204 schools. So our focus for next academic year will be the teacher training program. This was a great opportunity for us, and sir, we are thankful to you. We will give every support to you, and we want these types of programs for our schools. So Cambridge Society is yours. We are ready to take this program forward. Because of the short period of time and because of the less time what we have it, this was the crucial period for our teachers also. Because of the pandemic, the examination got delayed. Last Saturday was the last examination for 10th class, and our teacher did not get the summer vacations also. They are frustrated that they did not get the summer vacations because summer vacation has been delayed because of the pandemic. Hoping that you are going to get soon. Next academic year we are going to start soon. So we can run regular program because more than 7,000 teachers are with us. So it can be a regular program for our Cambridge schools. So Arjuna is heading the training department for our, and it's the need of the hour. I am the big fan of Ken Robinson, who says that school kill creativity. Yes, school kill creativity. So 95% of the students, those who join in LKG, has a lot of creativity. When they enter to the intermediate, they don't have any creativity. Because of our so-called examination system and pattern, we don't have any other option to mug up. If I am right to IIT examination, I have to appear for the NEET examination. I don't have any option. I can see the student can run up to 8th class as a creative student, but after 10th, I think parents and everybody think that he has to mug up and write the examination. and the testing system of our education. If I am not able to clear my IIT examination, that I am not good. We are judging the people only for 3 hours and we are labeling them that they are good or bad. Only 3 hours education system make you that if I am able to write the examination, clear the examination, I am a good student. If I am not on the given day, if I don't perform in these 3 hours, I am not a good student. I think lot of students, those who have not performed one, are the good student. I am one of them. So it can be the last benchers can also be a good student. So we don't have to worry. I am the living example of it. Thank you for this, and hoping that from next academic year from the June, we will have a systematic planning and number of teachers can be increased in the batch. So already we have, because of the, we are running these schools in residential, schools in private building, ma'am. Because we are the in society right now, we are not having the own buildings and other thing. So, but the grace of God, MSDP, the Prime Minister Jana Vikas Yojana, we are able to construct around 52 schools of 20 crores each. So this was the first Government of India funding for the minorities for Telangana. They have released 1,000 crores for construction of our buildings that is under construction. So this academic year we have 2 buildings ready at Rajendra Nagar Girls 1 and Shamshabad. So these can be our training centers. So we can run this training program in our schools. So we will plan from the month of July how to go about it, and number of teachers can be increased. I think my teachers will enjoy your 10 days, hoping that it's try to understand why we want you to learn. The problem is that the teachers are not able to understand that they are telling to run the training program, they want to attend this, they want to attend that. It's not about you. Once you go into the classroom, the confidence level what you get is totally different when you don't get into the classroom without preparation in front of your student. We feel ashamed of it that we are not able to deliver what we have to deliver to our student. That is inferiority complex within ourselves. These types of training will boost your moral. These type of training boost your confidence in front of your student. They will see you as a good teacher. They will not see you as a teacher. A teacher will come, unko padhane nahi aata, unko bolne nahi aata, she can't able to explain, she can't able to write. What is the image we are creating in front of our students, those are? Because you have been appointed, you are going to teach for 20 years, 15 years, 18 years, you have a service in our societies. Some may have 25 years, you have joined as young. But training is also an art. So we don't learn that art and we came into our system. So please learn this art. Having a driving license, you not make a good driver. You have to practice the driving, then only you are a good driver. Somebody say that I have a driving license, I can drive a car on the road. No. Driving license is totally different. Driving a car is an art. You have to learn. You have to sit on the steering. You have to move around the traffic. You have to stop at the signal. That thing has to be learned. As a teacher, it's our responsibility to learn. So please learn yourself so that you are confident in front of the students. What will happen if you are not confident? And that will demotivate you. Your morals are down. When you go to your home, if you have not taken the good class, what will happen? Class was not good, teacher. So that frustration comes to your family members. If you are not performing in 10 teachers, you are not a good teacher. You don't want to sit into the staff rooms. You isolate yourself. Yes or no? You isolate yourself. You say that I am not sitting in a good teacher company. Why? Because when you are sitting in the staff room, you don't have that confidence to be a part of the teaching team. So you isolate yourself. This creates lot of issue, not into your professional life as well as in your personal lives also, because of this frustration and other things. So try to learn. It's an important thing, and it's not a rocket science. What you need is zeal, enthusiasm and commitment. These are the 3 things required for a teacher. Generally, I can't learn, I am already aged. No. Learning is a process which starts from the mother womb and it dies in the death if you go into the grave only. So learning is a process. So you have to that, it will boost your confidence, it will boost your moral to be a good teacher, to be part of Telangana Minority Residential Education Society. As you know, every time our secretary said that, I don't want to run a government school. Every meeting he says it. I don't want to replicate a model of a government school where people say that, I don't want to send my child to a government school. Right now, madam, when we started in 2016, Khan sir and Shafillah sir is not here, we went to each and every home and say that please send your daughter to our school. In 204 school, 97 are girls schools, sir, and 54,000 girls are studying in our schools. All my toppers are girls. So the thing is that, and that minority children, when we went and asked the parents to send the school, we don't want to send minority girl to a residential school. There was no concept of a residential school for a minority girl. Everybody discouraged us, saying that no, you can't run a residential school for girls. Nobody has done it in India and you are not able to. Right now, we are the best model on India today. The government of India, minority department, yesterday there was a meeting at the Ministry of HRD for all the minority secretaries. Government of India has written a letter to all the secretaries of all over states in India saying that if you want to run a residential school, you should follow the model of Timris. People are looking you as a hero, as a teachers. When people visit, when talk to the students, if you are a hero, that means your responsibilities are more. People have lot of expectation from you. People want quality. People see you as an ambassador. So once somebody appreciate you, it comes with the responsibility. You have to fulfill. If you are saying that I am good, then people have lot of expectation from you that you are good. You have to perform. So I am expecting my teachers that you are good enough. These types of training will motivate you. It will boost your confidence, and hoping that you are going to rock in my schools and you will be not only a teacher for a government school, you will be a teacher for international school. Thank you very much.
We express our gratitude to Janab Latif Atiyar sir for understanding this innovative pedagogy and allowing us to conduct our pilot project with Timris, and allowing us to continue for conducting teachers training sessions from July. A big round of applause for Latif sir growth mindset for adopting this innovative DOP, this course-oriented pedagogy. Now I request Maria Madam, Director of Medina Public School, who is consistently working for the development and improvement of minority education, and Medina established educational institutions from KG to PG. Please welcome.
Thank you so much for introducing me, but I don't take the credit for this. As you all know, my father, Mr. K. Marifuddin, is the one who established all these institutions, and I'm trying to carry on with the legacy and inshallah make the institutions better. So we are running institutions from KG to PG. Yeah, that's right. We have engineering, pharmacy, MBA colleges too. And we are trying to add more colleges in the line now. And Timris are all SSC schools is what I believe. And our schools are CBSE. We have CBSE syllabus in our schools. So it is really interesting to see that what we are doing in the private schools like Medina or any other private school, the same thing or maybe even better than that is being implemented here in Timris. The kind of training that you are getting, it is from the best professionals like Anandan sir, who maybe even we cannot invite, but Timris is doing that for you. So you people are really lucky. Make use of this opportunity, and I know the best of the teachers are working in Timris. Even I have enrolled some of the students in Timris with the help of Latif sir and his guidance. So I'm seeing the change in them and the kind of teaching being done there, the kind of follow-up. If the school is reopening, we get so many calls for the student. from the school. Even private schools are not able to do that, but we get each and every student is being followed up. Why is the student absent, coming late to the school after the holidays? And always notifications come from the school. Even online classes were running. As soon as the pandemic started, we at Medina, within 2-3 days, we were ready with our online classes. And then within a few days, I came to know even Timris has started, because some of our helpers' kids, they are enrolled there and they came back home because of pandemic, and they were all asking for devices. So I said, definitely, everybody should give devices to their helpers' kids who are trying to attend the online classes online. On Zoom, they were attending the classes. And that is really commendable feat. And really happy to know that Timris is constructing its own buildings now. I know many of them are rented ones, so that is a very good development that I didn't know of, and looking forward to actually contribute, and maybe our teachers will learn from you all now, and you people will set a benchmark in teaching in such a way that the teachers from private schools will be trained by you all in the future. Thank you so much.
We are thankful and grateful to Maria ma'am for helping us acquiring this auditorium for the valedictory function. We pray for Janab Arifuddin Sahab, founder of Medina School, highest place in Jinnah, for all his endeavors, because of whom we are enjoying this auditorium facilities. Now I request Arzina ma'am to give her reflection on the workshop.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests on the dais, and of course, you teachers, the most important people today. This training session, to share with you, was not easy to materialize. I know the directors of NEIEA came and met me, and every talk there was some obstruction or the other. Is this the wrong time? Exams going on, teachers being called for evaluation duty, invigilation duty, and so on. Like every time we spoke, there was something or the other which was coming up as a roadblock. But ultimately, fortunately, thanks to the Almighty, we were able to reach a win-win situation and managed to get at least these 10 days of training. And I was there one day. I spent the whole day with you all. And are you able to hear me clearly? Oh, right. And I could see what a difference it was making, because the first thing which actually stood out was the confidence with which you teachers were speaking. That's exactly what Latif sir pointed out in his speech. He told you that somewhere that, a low self-esteem or no confidence in yourself, that will I be able to deliver in the classroom, was making you all not communicate in English, though you knew, because I could see that all of you knew you were able to speak. And I think the fact that Dr. Anandan was stressing on, you don't have to be grammatically correct. I think that gave you the confidence to go ahead and speak. There was good participation, and I could see the ladies especially participating very energetically, and of course the men folk also did strive to participate. But I think the nudge came from the ladies, and that's where the men also pitched in. But yes, Dr. Anandan, what he believes in is definitely working. That is what I could see there. I could see you all speak confidently, and I also observed the links used to be sent on the group, and I used to observe the session, so I could see how you kind of dived into choreography, you dived into compositions, and I could see you all writing. So it's a good thing. As teachers, one thing which is very important, because I, at this age, even after so many years of being in the education field, I still learn. Every day is a learning. Even today, after listening to everybody here speak, I learned something. So for you teachers, the most important thing is you not only should be embracing the learner, you should also embrace learning. It's very important. So when you step into the classroom, you should step there with an open mind, because there are so many occasions when even children teach us. We come out of the classroom learning something from them. So very grateful to Mr. Shafiullah, Secretary of Timris, because he was the one who gave the green signal for the training, and I have just joined this month, handling the training and development department. So I know what is the passion in Secretary Sir and the academic team headed by Latif Sir. doing a wonderful job. They're giving you all the opportunity to continue learning because we cannot stop learning since the world is growing. You know, by the time we reach today, tomorrow will demand something else. It's like that. So we have to keep continuously upgrading ourselves, upskilling ourselves. And these language proficiency, these are the kind of skills that you all require if you want to be confident, if you want to step into the classroom, and if you want to reach the outcomes that you have planned. So keep an open mind, continue learning, and you're fortunate, like I told you. I'm repeating once again. You're fortunate, and I think you should consider yourself privileged that this is the first training for the academic session. So you are all, the batch here is inaugurating a series of trainings that we are planning for this year. So thank you so much, and thanks to the organizers, and of course, the resource person, Dr. Anandan, and I'm sure he has made you all confident. How many of you all agree with me? I think the hand should go up with a lot more confidence. Yes. So, yes, definitely. So the smiles, on your face tell me a lot. So all the best to you all the best, and don't stop practicing what you have learned. I think the best thank you to Dr. Anandan would be if you can go there into your classrooms, practice and share your success with Dr. Anandan. That would be the best thing. So all the best.
Thank you, Arzina ma'am, for the energetic and informative speech and reflection of the workshop. Now I request Ratan sir, IPS, to put some light on NEIEA. A big round of applause for Ratan sir.
Distinguished guests on the dais, Anandan Garu, and distinguished teachers and others. आप लोगों को ताजुब होंगे कि यहाँ पुलिस वाला क्या कर रहा है. मैं रिटायर्ड पुलिस ऑफिसर हूँ और जावेद मिर्ज़ा को कितना लोग देखा है इधर जो बैठे हैं. How many people have seen Javed Mirza? Yeah, I'll be failing in my duty. I have to mention I am his classmate in Kazipet for 10 years, from class 2 to class 12. And he's a very, very committed and very close friend of ours. And of course, Chaya, my missus. You cannot believe, at the age of 70, his commitment puts many people to shame. Itna commitment hai uske paas. He is now living in New York. I hope he will see this video sometime. Last month we were in New York. वो छोड़ेगा नहीं. We have to stay with him, and every time we go to New York, we stay with him. But that apart, I have to mention him because at this age, the amount of commitment to this NEIEA, if I'm not wrong, I'm giving him the great amount of credit. So we should all thank him and his commitment and zeal for this program. That is one. And second thing is, just to make this little interesting, after I came here, I interacted with people here. I asked them, what is the purpose of this? I came uninvited because Javed would have forced the organizers to put me as a guest of honor. Otherwise, I was not to be here. So, it's okay. So being in the police department, we are very practical. So then I thought Mr. Qayyum Khan will come, then Mr. Shafiullah will come. Samne sab baithe hain, including myself, uninvited. So I requested that youngster there from Kashipur. I said, do kursi baju rakh dijiye. When they come, we just move that side. That's being very practical. Okay. So now, being practical, mein ek last point bol ke I will close my talk. There was one IPS officer, he had 2 daughters. From 8th class, he made his daughters, this Anandan Sahab should consider, they had to listen to All India Radio News at 9 o'clock in the night. In those days, एक चीज़ थी रेडियो. अब आजकल आप लोग पता नहीं कितना लोग रेडियो को छुआ भी नहीं, हमको पता नहीं है. But we used to have something called radio, and every hour there will be news in English and Hindi and Urdu, but English is main. So he would tell his two daughters, you hear the news in English, sit down and write whatever you remember. He used to force them, the daughters hated him, but in the end, they became gold medalists. Please believe me, gold medalists. So this technique, I'm sure, is one part of your pedagogy also. So even if you yourself, without being an examiner, you can hear it. How much will you remember? How much can you write? आप ज़रूर कोशिश कीजिए, इससे आपका हौसला बढ़ेगा, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा. एंड इंग्लिश इज़ नॉट योर मदर टंग. उसको जो एक्सेंट में आता बात कर लीजिए, कुछ नहीं होगा. थैंक यू.
We express our gratitude to Ratan sir giving us such valuable opinion on our president, NEIEA, Javed sir. Javed sir, as you are listening to our live presentation now, which is live streaming, now we all thank you for initiating such program, which is helpful for the community. A big round of applause for Javed sir. We can't thank him enough. Come, please. మీ పేరు చెప్పండి సార్, ఒక్క నిమిషం ఇక్కడ ఉండండి. పేరు చెప్పండి. జీ సాంబయ్య, టీజీటీ ఇంగ్లీష్. ఎక్కడి నుంచి? Now I request Sir G. Shambhaiya, TGT Mushirabad Boys 1, to give his feedback on his learning at the workshop. Big round of applause to Mr. G. Shambhaiya.
Thank you, Madam. Dignitaries on the dais, a revered resource person, Dr. K. Anandan, linguist from Kerala, and the respected Latif Atiyar sir, head of the academics, Temris, and Chayaratan Madam, Arjuna Madam, and all the dignitaries on the dais, and my dear colleagues, a very good afternoon to all. And I am very thankful to our Dr. Anandan sir, and at the same time, I am very thankful to our NEIEA association, and I am very so much thankful to our Society Temporary Department, and especially our Secretary sir and all the academic heads who conducted this workshop for the teachers to develop their skills in a better manner. And before joining this session, I know the definitions of the discourse only. But after joining here, I have come to know very clear vision what is the discourse, what is the intention of teaching discourses to the students, how we should create a concept among the students, how they would produce on their own views on a particular concept. We have learnt them very clearly, sir, and I feel very happy to participate in this program. And because I learned so many things, particularly the discourses which are related to the English subject at high school level, like picture description, narratives, and choreography script, and what is here, group discussion, and interview skills, at the same time about my family and myself, like that different kind of the topics are learnt very clearly. And for example, if any teacher, when they go to classroom, they will teach with a general manner, but they don't give the specific information about any topic. For example, if they are explaining a picture description, or what are the steps involved in a picture description, what we have to take first initially, and what is the later, and how do we finish the describing a picture. But here in this workshop, we have learned very clearly what are the steps involved in describing a picture. First of all, we have to take, for example, if you are describing a classroom scene, In that, we have to describe what you see, the things, first of all. For example, table, chair, and any fans or any sceneries in the picture, any books are there. We have to identify them, we have to put them in the order. Later, after that, we have to go to the actions, what are there in the picture. But no teacher don't know these steps. Generally, when they discuss, they express their ideas, oh, this is, we can see this one, like that. But they don't give a clear concept to the students. That's why students were unable to produce on their own. If you take any picture, narration or something, if you create the concept among the students, they will learn automatically, they can produce on their own. And here we learn from the sir very clearly, he explained everything without teaching directly. That is most wonderful thing for me. We have been teaching since some years onwards, but what we do when we go to the classroom, we try to present the concept in the classroom, but not in a systematical way, not in a correct way. But sir retrieved, he dragged every information by putting questions at us. He makes us to think more and more. He make one kind of the brainstorming situation among our group. Like that, we involved directly and we got lot of good experience. Whenever we go to classroom, we can teach these topics very well. I am assured, sir, we can teach these topics very well to my students at optimum level. We got that kind of wonderful confidence. We learned so many good things in the session line here. And especially, I would like to say thanks to our Anand sir for his wonderful way of teaching without saying directly. And I have to say a few words about sir. And he always used to having a smiling face in the classroom, and he is more friendly with the teachers in the class. And at the same time, and when we write something, he used to edit the discourses or whatever may be in a friendly manner. He never asked directly, you did mistake here, no. He display the chart in the classroom, and he asks us only, can you see in the chart, where is the, do you want to add something? Is there any excessive words are there? Either you want to delete something? Just he put questions like that. Then we come to know where is the mistake in that sentence or the paragraph. That is the way of teaching the Anand sir very well. We are very lucky for having such kind of the person here. And I would like to say thanks to once again to our Dr. Anandan, who have given his wonderful services to us for these 10 days, and we have never forget you, sir, throughout our life, because we got a wonderful concepts how to teach in our life to my students. Okay, thank you. We are so much thankful, sir. If we have such kind of the workshops in the previous coming future also, we have learned so much things apart from our knowledge. Many techniques and wonderful concepts which are useful for entire life of the teacher. So I am thankful to our head office and academic team and the NEIEA association, and to all the teaching and non-teaching department, all the dignitaries on the dais. Now I am concluding my speech, and once again I am thankful so much to all the head dignitaries on the dais. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, sir. Maybe, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, now we got very confident, sir. Actually, we know something, but apart from that, we got one kind of strength. Okay, thank you, sir. So much. We will keep it up, sir, in our classroom also. English. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Sambaya, sir, for sharing such experience of yours. Now I request trainee Nishat, TGT Math, Bahadurpura Boys 1, to give her valuable feedback on the workshop.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and mentors and my dear co-teachers, very good afternoon to everyone. When we got a message about this training, we thought, being a student from Telugu medium background, we thought English communication means what we will thought, it is grammar kind of thing. The training will be on grammar kind of thing. Only we will thought that only. Why? Because in our childhood also, English subject means what we learned? Grammar only. Grammar, question and answer. We thought this training also based upon grammar kind of thing. Then when we came here on the first day, Anandan sir told, communication is not about grammar. Language only survives on discourses. And we learnt that word. We don't know that, we don't know about any discourses. Why? Because we don't have that in our schools. So when we came here, he told discourses. So I thought, why these discourses? Why we want these discourses? To learn communication. But by day, by practicing all these discourses like picture description, choreography, and profile writing, and narratives and all, we got lot of confidence. We got lot of confidence when we are writing also, when we are editing also. He used to take information from us only, and he used to do editing by ourselves only. Yes, we got lot of confidence in our communication skills. My special thanks to Anandan sir. A lot to learn from you, sir. Thank you so much. Your patience, your passion towards work, everything inspired us. Thank you, sir. And in future also, we expect such kind of wonderful trainings regarding communication related to our subjects also. Yes, and one more thing I would like to share with you that Anandan sir used to say, that your inside teacher is very strong. Your inside teacher is very strong. Control your teacher. Stop teaching and ask questions. He used to do that. He used to do that. By asking questions, he used to take information from us. As a maths teacher, we do that. Maths means question and answers. We do that. But I suggest all teachers to follow that pattern. It will help you a lot in your teaching learning process also. And last, I would like to thank TEMRIS, NEIEA for conducting such a wonderful program. This should go on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear Nishat, for expressing your feedback. Now I request Ms. Taskeen to come and, she's an intern for the workshop, to come and give her feedback. Please.
Respected dignitaries present over here, and my dear friends, good afternoon to all. Myself, Taskeen Tarannum, as an intern, I am here to share my experience as an intern for this 10-day workshop conducted by Dr. Anandan sir. I feel privileged to be the part of his team. Discourse-oriented pedagogy believes that language exists only in discourses. DOP is not for language proficiency. It works with the minds of the learner, provides overall development, including creativity, self-improvement, self-observation, builds up confidence, and critical thinking. DOP is the tool in the hands of the facilitator in the field of education. In fact, it is the best tool which I came across as a teacher for 10 years. Traditional way of teaching method is not going to help the children to survive in this new paradigm. In this 10-day training workshop, many of the participants, in fact all of the participants, made their portfolio like narrative writing, choreography, conducted the choreography, written the script of the choreography, added lines to the songs, and created their own songs, and so on. All the participants of the workshop knows the difference between producing the language and reproducing the language. Being in the field of education as a role model of the society, it is our responsibility to learn new tools, new techniques, and new latest technologies. I hope all the participants of this workshop apply DOP into the classroom and give the opportunity to the students to do so. And I want to thank Dr. Anandan sir for giving me the opportunity to be the part of his team. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your valuable feedback. Now allow me to welcome Director NEIEA, respected Tehseen Sakina ma'am, for presenting speech on behalf of Javed Mirza sir, President NEIEA. Please welcome Tehseen ma'am.
A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and all my dear teachers here. Thank you for being here. And I'm really very fortunate to present this speech of our President, Javed Mirza sir. We miss you a lot, sir. Here are the words of Javed sir. Respected Ms. Chayaratin Madam, Mr. B. Shafiullah sir, Mr. A.K. Khan sir, our resource person, Dr. K.N. Anandan sir, respected directors of NEIEA, Ms. Nasrin Fatima ma'am, and Ms. Tehseen Sakina, and colleagues, Professor Iftikhar sir, and Mirza Hussain, and NEIE members and staff, and valued supporters and friends, Ambika ma'am, Mr. M. Ratan sir, Ms. Maria ma'am, and others whose names I have missed mentioning, but have contributed with all their heart. It gives me great pleasure to address the August gathering on the occasion of the valedictorian function, wherein teachers were taught to teach English language using discourse-oriented pedagogy, DOP. Under its dynamic and creative founder, Dr. K.N. Anandan, DOP is a unique educational approach crafted on the pioneering breakthrough accomplished by Professor Noam Chomsky, a renowned linguist and social scientist. It was his vision of changing the world and refusal to follow established precepts, and dig into and discover new and scientific means of language development. That Mr. Chomsky crafted new tools for understanding and mastering language. Dr. Anandan was able to grasp this, and availing the pioneering thought, he developed his own means of language development and has called it discourse-oriented pedagogy, or DOP. Why is DOP important? To understand DOP, one must go back to understand the kind of mode of learning that has been pursued all along. This is the rote memorization method. This old-fashioned method has been the means in which education has been taught. It has built education, but on a false or rather weak foundation. It has deprived most of the world's population from developing its creative side, or sites that can take us to the moon, develop nanotechnology, microcircuits, smartphones, etc. DOP draws the student into thinking out answers through the application of probing questions, rather than recall memorized answers. Today's world demands problem-solving skills and not parroting of answers. Our educational organization, the New Equitable and Educational Association, or NEIEA, is an organization that stands for such development in human thoughts. It is meant to address the issues that constrict and weaken the educational system. It is meant to address issues like the lack of quality in education, lack of equity in education, and tens of millions of children are still deprived of education and an outdated schooling system. The pathetic failure of the present schooling system was seen during the period of pandemic, wherein hundreds of millions of children lost almost 2 years of education. Old systems will be replaced by new ones in what the economist Joseph Schumpeter called as creative destruction. Today's technology platforms, Ola and Uber, have replaced the old cab system of transportation. Amazon has replaced the general store. Airbnb has disrupted the hotel industry. Likewise, the old systems in education will die or fade away and will be replaced by new ones. NEIEA will be one such new one. To meet the challenges of education, we have developed a NEI paradigm that embeds quality in education. It allows the scaling of education wherein millions of children will simultaneously be provided education across all corners of the country using technology like massive open-ware online courses, also called MOOC. It will also help restore human values like an inclusive society and global peace and harmony that are the core of our social system and sustain in the world. A unique aspect of NEIEA is that we intend to provide education at no cost to all our subscribers. Our subscription is free. We will attempt to meet our cost by providing quality service to institutions like TIMRIS and seeking compensation from them, and by seeking financial assistance from private foundations and global agencies that are committed to education. We see many examples of this like the Khan Academy, Wikipedia, and Open Sourceware. Social workers with deep commitment have created such educational tools as a gift to humanity. We will be one amongst a socially committed organization, inshallah. I take this opportunity to thank TIMRIS leaders for giving us an opportunity to work with them. I am sure the teachers who were sent to be trained will attest to the good quality of learning that they received under Dr. Anandan through the application of DOP. I would like to congratulate the NEIEA members and staff for the dedicated work. They are working hard and have shown great fortitude. I salute them and salute Dr. Anandan. Also friends like Ms. Chayarathan, herself a pioneer in education, and Ms. Ambika have always stood on the side of humanity, and we are beholden to them for their continued support. Thank you very much. Javed Mirza, President, New Equitable and Innovative Educational Association, NEIEA. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tehseen Sakina ma'am, for sharing the views of our President, Dr. Javed Mirza sir, a true patriot who is consistently working 24/7, even when there is a change of daylight timing of NEIEA since 2 years, and making his a vision into a mission. We pray Almighty does this fountain of knowledge ripples in entire India, and every teacher gets benefited from this pedagogy and provide quality education to the underprivileged and downtrodden.
Finally, the day we were awaiting were for the valedictory. We request this would not have been possible without our great teachers for all the 10 days. Ma'am, you please give. Ma'am, certificate she has to give it. Ma'am, few certificates you give it to them and give. I'll just start with you. And Maria, you are getting late. Please quickly come on the stage and take your certificate. May I request B. Hema Bindu for having successfully completing. Please come and take your certificate. Yeah. Come here. Ma'am, वो वीडियो में आप आज वहीं आ जाइए आप. Come first. Mohammad Nishad. Hema Bindu, Mohammad Nishad. Manugati Lavanya. Pittala Shilpa. Pittala Shilpa. Sabavat Sravanti. Sabavat Sravanti. Indraji. Lingaswamy. Lingaswamy sir. G. Bhikshapati sir. B. Bhikshapati. Shivakumar sir. Shivakumar sir. Mukkanti. You leave it out.
Bhaiya Mukanti, sir. A. Mamta ma'am. A. Balamani. Then Shambhaya Girigani. Shambhaya sir. Bilqis Begum. Bilqis Begum. Farida Unisa. Farida Unisa. S. Nagalakshmi. Nasrin Begum. S. Nagalakshmi. Nasrin Begum. Mohammad Saeed. Nagalakshmi. Farid. Nagalakshmi. Nasrin Begum. Size sir. V. Nagabhushnam sir. M. Kalavati. V. Nagabhushnam. M. Kalavati. Mahmuda Begum.
They are getting certificates, no? Please clap.
Please encourage them. M. Kalavati. Mahmuda Begum. Wasim Anisa. P. Yaka Mandachari sir.
Yakanandachari. Yakamanda.
Wasim Anisa. P. Yaka Mandachari sir. Ramya ma'am. Mohammad Hamiduddin sir. Sunita ma'am. Ramya ma'am. Hamiduddin sir. Sunita ma'am. And
Swarupa ma'am.
स्वरूपा मैम दे दिए नहीं देख के लेते चलो मैं बाद में मुझे देख के ले लो बोलो तस्किन में स्वरूपा मैम ये डबल था ना सुनीता क्या विल गिव एंड टेक सुनीता टेक इट बैक देयर इज अ मिस्टेक विल टेक इट बैक विल करेक्ट एंड स्वरूपा दे दीजिए फिर ले लेते मैम बनाना we missed 2 or 3 in this ले लो इनका भी ले लो इंदिरा मैडम का ले लो now we have our NEI team here I request Latif sir Dr. Anandan sir to kindly to our NEI team member Dr. Zain Muhammad Suleiman sir Mohammad Nasir sir, Sufyan Patel Pathan sir, Farah ma'am, Shah Jamil Sadat Khadri.
Announce the names once again. Nasir sir.
Nasir sir, yes. Sufyan sir, Farah ma'am, Shah Jamil Sadat Khadri sir. Saaduddin Ansari sir. Taskin Tarannum ma'am. Saaduddin sir. Saaduddin.
आफ्टर सेशन में पूछना मैं NEIA टीम मेंबर्स ये जो अलग आपके हैं ना टीम मेंबर्स
Thank you everyone. Thank you Dr. Anand sir, Latif sir.
నేను ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇట్లా కనిపిస్తుంది మేము ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి హైట్ తక్కువ వెళ్ళు ముందుకు ఆఫ్ చేసాం వీళ్ళేం పెడతలేరు కదా ఇక్కడ పెడుతుంది
Smile again.
ఇది ఆప్షన్ ఆన్ చేద్దాం
एक माइक ले माइक ले टीचर्स नेशनल
ఓకే స్టార్ట్
भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभाशिष मागे जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हे
When we called you, all must have all been very upset. Honestly, especially in the middle, academic session is ending, nobody wants to go anywhere and so on, but definitely I think good learning we need to do, right? Keep practicing.
Shilpa, Shilpa. Acha, you kept all the.
लावण्य मैम नहीं है क्या?
On behalf of NEIEA, I thank Nafiz Khan Madam here, who is the author of A to Z of Akhlaq. Thank you, Madam, for being here. Thanks a lot. Humble request to all the dignitaries and the teachers here, please have the snacks and juice. Thank you, everyone. स्किन मैम राम है स्किन को बोलो बैड जस्ट लो बोलो सबका लो बोलो वापस